If you've ever tried to use a shepherd's whistle while your dog is working sheep, you probably already know this, but the real challenge isn't usually making the sound, it's getting your dog to actually understand and respond while the stock is moving. Pressure's changing, excitement's building. And when whistles work, it's really like speaking a whole new language with your dog. Today I want to show you what it looks like in real time. I'm Jen, stock dog trainer and teacher who didn't grow up knowing this stuff. I actually grew up in the city, but I had to learn it piece by piece, the same way that you are right now. In my training program, I don't teach the whistle in isolation. So because your dog isn't working in isolation, what matters isn't the noise you make, but how that sound helps your dog control its pace, pressure, and positioning during real work. And a whistle isn't just noise. It's a steering wheel, really. It guides you through the pressure changes, the stock movement, and instinct of your dog. And yes, you can absolutely start learning your whistle sounds in a quiet area, away from the dog, away from the livestock. That's a great way to get going and build confidence and kind of the mechanics in the beginning. But eventually, you need to be able to do both. Both blow a clear, consistent whistle while your dog is working, the stock's moving, the environment's changing, decisions are happening fast, but that does come with practice. So in this video that I'm about to show you, I'm going to take you through kind of a demonstration of Bryn while she's out herding and walk you through the exact whistle commands I use for the down, the stop, or the stop, the flank command, so your directional flanks like your away or come by, your steady whistle, and your walk up whistle. You'll hear each whistle clearly and then you'll see the dog respond, so you can start to connect the sound to the movement instantly. You'll choose whatever whistles you're comfortable making. Stay with me right to the end of the video. I've added in a quick segment on the 3 mistakes that cause most dogs to ignore whistle commands during real work. I'm going to run through my basic commands on the whistle. So let's give it a try. I'll have Bryn doing them, but I will repeat them a few times so you can pick up the sounds. Always choose whistles that are just easy for you. That's the biggest thing, and that's the main reason I chose the ones I have, okay? So they're pretty simple. Here's walk up. So walk up. A fast walk up, so a speed up. Get up, get up. So that was a fast walk-up whistle. The away command. That was a steady in there, but here's my away again. That was my there or steady. There's my walk-up whistle. Come by. Walk up. That's a come by. Down. Walk up. Bryn, Bryn, walk up. Down. And a recall whistle. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this, because these are 3 big reasons that dogs kind of ignore the whistle during real work, and things that you really want to kind of work on. Mistake number 1 I find is that the whistles are learned without movement. So what that means is if the dogs only learn the whistles off the stock or in a really quiet space, They don't yet understand how to follow them when on the stalk, when everything's moving and instincts firing. So that's one thing you want to work on. Mistake number two is that the whistle changes under pressure, so the sound. So when excitement builds, most handlers will blow the stronger, louder, faster, and sometimes not clearly or consistently. So to the dog, that becomes kind of a different cue then. So they can hesitate or they're not sure about how to respond. So that's mistake number two. Mistake number three, whistles are used to replace stockmanship instead of supporting it. If the dog doesn't understand how to manage pace and pressure, a whistle isn't going to fix that. So the dog needs first stock sense. The whistle just adds clarity and command to the two decisions that the dog's already capable of making. So if you saw your dog or yourself in any of these situations, it's not a failure. It simply means you're right in the middle of learning, and that's exactly where the progress really begins to happen. So keep practicing your whistles and gradually bring them into kind of real stock situations where the instinct and excitement is part of the picture. And that's when things really start to click. If you haven't yet watched part one and part two of this whistle series, I'll link them below, and they'll give you the foundation that you're going to need for today's session.